You know, losing an hour of sleep for daylight saving time is tough enough, but it doesn't just impact all of us who have to go to work. Our kids are affected as well. We're joined this morning by Dr. Chris Miller. He's the Chief of Pediatrics at Cone Health. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. A little slow. Everybody's kind of making up for that hour. It is tough for kids, and we see them as being so resilient, but sleep is just critically important for kids. So we really have to take that into account, I guess, until they get readjusted, right?
Yes, sir. One of the things that we should do as parents is have a lot of patience with our kids the first week or even 2 weeks after the daylight savings time, because they're going to lose about 40 minutes of sleep. And with kids, especially younger kids, a lot of their behavior is based on their sleep. And if they miss sleep or if they lose sleep, a lot of times the behavior will get worse. So I would encourage all parents to be a lot more patient with their kids.
I think every parent is nodding and agreeing right now, because that's the absolute truth. So how do you help them readjust? We can be kind of tolerant, but do we try to move a bedtime back or something? What can we do to kind of account for that?
You can. If you want to do that, you'd have to do that at least in 15-minute increments. You don't want to do huge jumps in time. But the main thing is you want to have good sleep hygiene, just in general, all the time. You want to have a consistent bedtime. You want to get rid of all the media for at least an hour before bedtime. Have a routine so that the kids can sort of get adjusted.
I'm thinking younger kids, but I think we're talking about kids all the way up to teens. I mean, every age is affected by this, and sometimes it's easier to be kind of understanding for little ones. Teens are going to feel this too, and we need to understand that they're kind of readjusting as well.
Yes, indeed. Anytime you lose sleep, your behavior is going to be affected. So if your teenagers are a little bit more grumpy, your younger kids will have a little bit more of a meltdown. Again, you know, just take that into consideration when you're dealing with your kids at this time.
You used an interesting term. You said sleep hygiene. I guess that's the total environment for sleep. When you talked about getting rid of, it's an interesting, for me, I hadn't heard that term before though.
Yeah, sleep hygiene is very similar to any other sort of hygiene, like brushing your teeth.
Sure.
You want to have the same thing going on every day, and you want to have a good environment for sleep. That means have it as quiet as possible. Don't have any exposure to media for at least an hour before bedtime. Maybe some sort of wind down if you read with your kids, or if they have a certain nighttime routine or favorite stuffed animals. You want to keep all of those things consistent so that their body sort of says, okay, now it's time to sleep.
You know, kids may fight you on this. They may say, oh, I don't want to do that. I think on the other side of this, though, when all of a sudden they are getting a good night's sleep and they're feeling well rested, kids are going to feel different. They're going to feel better. They're going to do better in school, maybe not be as grumpy, because they are getting that full and consistent night's sleep.
Yes, it's very important. A lot of times parents will, or people in general, will say to themselves, if I keep my kid up a little bit longer, they'll sleep longer in the morning, and it's actually the exact opposite.
Really?
You know, when you lose sleep like that, it's actually tougher to get to sleep if you go to sleep a little bit later. So it's very important for kids to have a consistent bedtime. You know, and even if that means missing a party or missing a night out or something like that, sometimes that has to be the case, especially when they're younger.
It makes sense. Thank you so much for talking about it today.
Sure.
And again, everybody's feeling it this week with that time change. If you want to learn more about getting your children consistent sleep, Cone Health has a number of different things available at conehealth.com/children, or if you want specific information on sleep, conehealth.com/sleep.
House Call on Fox 8 is sponsored by Cone Health.